Hello students, good morning to all of you. Today we are starting with our next unit, unit 4, electromagnetic induction and alternating current. Okay, the unit is categorized or divided in two parts. One is electromagnetic induction and part B is alternating current. Now first we understood about the electromagnetic induction, and then after we continue with the electromagnetic induction application. Here we have two applications. One is the mutual induction and the self induction, and then after inducing the EMF by changing the angle of deflection and the area of the coil. Okay, so now first we will start. Part A, electromagnetic induction. Okay, now let us understood about what is induction between the electro and magnet. Okay, here the two things, as you know that whenever a current is passing through a conductor, it will create a magnetic field around the conductor. Okay, it is observed by Michael Faraday that we change the position of a magnet near to the coil carrying current, the carrying galvanometer. The galvanometer gives some deflection when the magnet is moving towards or moving away from the coil. Okay, this special observation observed by the Michael Faraday, and the topic is named as electromagnetic induction. Okay, so basically in this topic we understood about the fact whenever the flux change near a coil, it develops the electromagnetic induction. Here the things which is developed, one is EMF and another is current. The electromotive force EMF which develops is called induced EMF, and the current set up in the coil due to this induction of EMF is called induced current. Okay, so now we understood first what is magnetic flux. Magnetic flux. Okay, it is denoted by phi b. Okay, it is observed that the magnetic flux is directly proportional to the strength of the magnetic field intensity, and it is also directly proportional to the area of the coil. As long area or as large area is front of the magnet, the magnetic field line passing through the coil or from the given surface area is increased. For example, if we have some uniform magnetic field lines, these are the magnetic field lines. Okay, and we have taken here a surface with area A. It is a surface with area A. So here we observe that all the magnetic field line 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 touches the surface. Okay, and if we take the smaller surface here, then this is small surface, this is a large or big surface, For the smaller surface, we find 1, 2 and 3 magnetic field lines touching with this, and if we increase the area of the surface, the number of magnetic field line also increases. Okay, so this is about the concept. The area as large, the magnetic flux is larger. Now we understood about the magnetic field. Suppose we have a magnet of field strength whose uniform field is given by this. Okay, and another one is B2. This is B2 and this is B1. Okay, now in the same width, if we take the width, we get this, and here the same surface area which is connecting here is linked with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 magnetic field lines, and here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 magnetic field lines, which means if we increase the magnetic field or field strength, the number of magnetic field lines with the same area is increased. That means the magnetic flux is directly proportional to the two quantities. It is also observed that the angle between the area vector and the magnetic field line, this is the angle between B and area of the surface if we take this small surface. Okay, so this angle is also depends, that is this phi is directly proportional to the cosine of angle between area vector and the magnetic field. Okay, when we combine all the three laws, we get the magnetic flux is proportional to VA cos theta. This proportional to sign taken as equal to, we get a proportional to constant, and this is equal to VA cos theta. Okay, now for this, if the angle between the coil is 0 degree, then we get this phi is equal to K VA. Okay, now we need to be form this K as 1. So if the applied field is 1 Tesla, area of the surface is 1 meter square, then we find the magnetic flux, this phi is 1 Weber, or you can say K is equal to 1. Therefore, the flux touching the surface or crossing the surface is equal to VA. Okay, now flux is a scalar quantity, and from this relation we get this phi B is equal to VA cos theta. This is the flux which is linked or crossing the surface with an angle theta. Okay. Now, this can be written as phi B is equal to, in vector form, B dot vector A. Okay. Now, it is a scalar quantity and it is scalar. Okay. and its unit is Tesla meter square. What is Tesla? Unit of magnetic field, and meter square is this, and it is taken as Weber or W small v. Okay, now tell me the dimensional formula for magnetic flux. डायमेंशन क्विक बताइए। कैसे करोगे? So just see, as you know that F is equal to QVB. So B का डायमेंशन यहाँ से बनाइए, that B is equal to F upon QV. Okay, and you have this A. Therefore, you can use in place of F Q V A cos theta. Clear? Now, cos theta is dimensionless. Okay. So, the dimension of F is ML T minus 2. Dimension of Q is AT. Dimension of V is LT minus 1. Dimension of A is LT square. L square. Okay. When you solve this, you will get M. This L cancel, L2 T minus 1 minute, T minus 2, this T cancel, A inverse. This is the dimension of magnetic flux. Okay. Now write some important things. The magnetic flux through any surface of area vector A, through any surface of area vector A held in magnetic field B, held in magnetic field vector B, is measured by the total number of line, of forces, total number of magnetic field lines of forces crossing the surface normally. Okay, and this is the mathematical form of magnetic flux. Okay, some other unit, just write CGS unit of magnetic flux. CGS unit of magnetic flux. Is Maxwell. Okay, it is given by MAX, and it is equal to 10 to the power minus 8 Weber. Okay, so you can say 1 Weber is equal to 10 to the power 8 Maxwell. Okay. Next, another unit of flux is volt second. Okay. So Weber is equal to volt second. If you find in the question as volt second unit of physical quantity, so it is equal to Weber. Okay, which means magnetic flux. Next we understood about the Faraday's experiment, which is the basic concept of electromagnetic induction. Is this correct? Okay. Now Faraday's experiment. What we understood about the experiment 1. In his first experiment, a coil containing a galvanometer is kept near a magnet with facing north pole towards the coil. Okay, now understood some fact about this. क्या देखना है? तो magnet position, or you can say position of magnet. Second, galvanometer deflection, and appearance of current I. Okay, now what situation? Magnet at rest with facing towards north with the coil. एक मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन को इनिशियली कांटेक्ट कर लेते हैं एंड द अनदर फील्ड लाइंस आर like that. Okay, so what you observe, when the magnet is at rest, only one magnetic field line is connecting with the coil as passes the time. Okay, which means there is no change in number of field lines connected to the coil. Okay, so what we observe, magnet position at rest. Okay, when magnet is at rest, we find galvanometer reflection no. Okay, and here we get current is 0. Another point, when the magnet is moved towards the coil, motion of magnet taken towards the coil. Okay, then it is comes to this point and lastly near to the coil. As we find for this one line is connecting, this another is also connecting. So when the magnet is reached this point, two magnetic field lines are connected to the coil or crossing link to the coil. When the magnet is at this point, so we find all the magnetic field lines induced by the magnet is in contact. Then what we observe, when the magnet is moving facing the north pole towards coil, magnet moves toward coil. deflection toward right, deflection towards right, ठीक है, facing side of the coil, and this current is taken as positive, plus side. Okay, now third step is magnet at rest. At rest, what we observe? Again, no deflection in galvanometer and no current. Okay, so magnet moves away from coil. We observe deflection towards left. That means current in galvanometer is negative. And lastly, fifth point is again magnet is at rest. It is observed no current, no reflection. Okay. So what experience gives us the idea when the magnet is at rest for the three situations: away the coil, or near to the coil, okay, and again away from the coil. Okay, the deflection in galvanometer is 0, which means there is no current. Second, when the magnet is moved toward the coil, it experiences a right deflection, and right deflection the current is taken as positive or positive polarity. And when the magnet is moves away from the coil, we observe in galvanometer left deflection. That means the polarity of current is also reversed, as we reverse the direction of motion of magnet near or near to the coil. Clear? This is first. इसमें एक important thing है, when the magnet is moving towards the coil, generates its north pole such that it opposes the motion, which creates this change in magnetic field lines. And when we move away from the coil, we observe that it creates the south pole. Okay, so in this case it creates the north pole. Motion towards the coil, it creates north pole to oppose the motion. Oppose motion. And for this case is south pole to again oppose the motion. Again oppose the motion in both the situations. How? As you know, when the coil creates its north, and north pole repel each other. So if the coil is moving towards, then it try to pushing backward, okay, or away from the coil. When the coil is moving away, it creates the south pole, and you know that north and south pole are attractive in nature, so it try to stop the motion away from the coil. Okay, thank you.